Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Yasmina and as I have promised you, today we will make boxes like this for the jewelry sets we did last week. So we will try to match the colors and the design to the jewelry sets. I have already cut down a piece of cardstock to make the box. Basically, there is a special die for this, and using an A4 sized cardstock you can make the box. I have received this when buying the C6 Big Shot. In order to see how it works, we will die cut the circle that we will paint afterwards with the flower. Basically, the Big Shot cuts by pressing down a piece of metal on paper, and it has a cutting rim. I will cut some watercolor paper, and I'm using a die which has a stitched rim. You can find dies with different models, stitched, pierced, or just plain. So let me just put this aside. And now that we have our circle, we will decorate it. I thought we should stamp with Versamark ink, that basically is a kind of glue, and we will use embossing powder. I'm trying to position to get a nice impression. Okay. And then we will dip our cardstock into embossing powder. I'm using a plain normal box in which I keep it, but basically it's from Wow. It's a white embossing powder from Wow, and I have a pair of tweezers which I will use to hold the cardstock and then make the powder stick to it. I'll make sure that all the design is covered, and then if I have pieces of powder that aren't supposed to be there, I will clean it up a bit with my brush. And now we have to use the hot air gun to melt the powder. Now that the powder is melted, we have to let it a bit to cool down. And then I will use the watercolors. Using embossing powder with watercolors helps you to be able to paint without the colors mixing, so you don't have to wait for the contrasting color to dry in order not to create mud by for example red and green mixing with each other. So I will use the same colors as on the jewelry, so that in the end the packaging has the same color scheme as the set, and they are all matchy. So I'm trying to put more pigments down in the center, and then we will create a diluting effect towards the edges of the petals. So now I am putting more water than needed in order for the colors to run. And then in the center more pigment until I get the effect that I want. We'll see how it dries, and if needed we will add some more. So this is kind of what I was talking about. The embossing powder helps me keep the colors separated, because it forms little walls that do not allow the water with the colors to cross over and run into each other. I will need to dry this a bit. I spread the color around a bit to make it evenly wet. That's what I'm interested now, to have an evenly wet surface so that I can shorten the drying time. Put some more pigment down in the center, and then use some water to blur the edges. I don't want to have clear and defined lines where the color stops. Put some more black in the middle. Get out the excess of water. Dry some more. You have to move the blow dryer. You can't keep it in one position only, because it will burn the paper and you will have brown marks on it. So now I'm doing a green background so that I also have green down, and the box matches my set. And also, in order to pop the red, being a contrasting color, green makes the red pop. Now just let me clean up a bit, and we will make the next step. as I have said, we have cut down the cardstock for our box, and now we have to fold it. This die cuts and also scores the cardstock, so I know where to fold. I'm using a bone folder. It gets the work done faster, and it folds the cardstock better. With your fingers you can't do a job quite as thorough as using a bone folder. Basically what I have used today are mostly bought from Romania. Only the flower stamp is from Sets by Altneu that I bought on their website from US. But you can find other flower stamps here. So now I'm using double-sided tape to make the box. I was quite happy when I bought the Big Shot because it had this die for making boxes. It was right up my alley, as first of all I'm a jewelry maker and then a card maker. Okay, so I'm using this needle also from Sizzix to help me take off the paper from the double-sided tape. And now we will close the box. And make sure it sticks properly. Okay, so this is our box, and now we will decorate it. We will use the circle that we have stamped and painted and apply it also with double-sided tape. I'll position it in the center, make sure it sticks, and then I also have a message, or hello, that we will stick on top. And I'll try to position it well the first time, because this double-sided tape is quite strong and you risk ripping the cardstock if you want to remove it. So this is our box. I really like how it came out. And now one of the sets had earrings, and what I like to do with earrings is put them on a separate piece of cardstock, which I usually cut into a heart shape, also with a die, and then make a wash with magenta watercolor. This became kind of my signature. I wrap up all my jewelry like this. And in order to put down the earrings on the cardstock, I'm using a crocodile. This I have bought from US and it's very dear to me. Maybe because it's so hard to get and it was an effort. I appreciate it more. If you are interested in knowing where I have bought the things I have used, please write to me in the comments below the video, and I will tell you. So, the first time we did the earrings, they were quite strongly attached to the metal bases and I couldn't take them off. Now they have come off, but it's not a big deal. What I use is Uhu Universal Glue because it's very strong. So it only takes a couple of hours for it to dry completely. So I'm only putting a drop on each earring base and then stick it down. So this is the jewelry set. This is the box. And I think it makes special and a different kind of present that you can give to someone you love. If you are interested in purchasing it, also I would like to leave a comment below the video. I hope you enjoyed our video today, and if you did, please leave me a like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next week. Have a nice weekend.